Corporal Hulan, you've been wearing your body-worn camera since about July. Tell me a little bit about the experience that you've had primarily up in Shamattawa.
So it has been extremely positive for me. I was looking forward to this rollout happening and receiving my body camera. Immediately upon wearing it, I noticed a huge shift, not only dealing with our clients in the community, but also within my investigations, like being able to upload the video, how I prepare for a court package. It's been a very smooth process and so beneficial for frontline officers to have that in their back pocket now as another investigational tool.
There's a lot of distrust when it comes to police, especially in many First Nations communities. When you started wearing that, how did you really see that impact the relationships you had with people when you were going on a call?
Honestly, I feel like the relationship has gotten a lot more positive. When I interacted with some people, it would take a lot of convincing or de-escalation to gain compliance or to even build trust with somebody. And I have a good relationship with most people in the community, which it takes time to build anyway. But when you're dealing with violent confrontations, it's almost like this physical cue of a red light now changes the behavior. It almost like prevents them from taking another action. It changes the mindset. They see it, they're like, oh my goodness, okay, now this is different, like what's happening? And it almost makes them take a step back and think about what they're doing first, which has been extremely helpful, like especially when you say verbally as well, like, hi, I'm Corporal Jenelle Hulan. Just so you know, this is my body-worn camera and it's activated right now and recording our interaction. And that also changes the behavior. But ever since I've been wearing it, just even having a conversation has become more respectful. Like there's a lot less swearing at us, there's a lot less threatening. It's almost brought an awareness that, you know, it's no longer just, you know, you versus me. This is going to be a transparency thing now. Like everybody, if you need to, you know, have accountability, will now know what our conversation was. It's not just going to be between me and you now, right? So it's been really good in Shamattawa, to be quite honest.
Can you talk to me about some of the situations that you've been in where you've seen that de-escalation, or where this has been maybe a lifesaver for you going, I've got this on tape now, it doesn't just have to be my word, something that you could explain to us that people would understand? Yeah,
absolutely. So I had an ongoing domestic violence situation which was starting to escalate. And the person had sought shelter in somebody's residence. They weren't cooperative with police, so I had to obtain a Feeney warrant. And originally, upon trying to gain entry to the residence, it was a violent confrontation. But once we had the body cameras come around and we had to go back to that residence, the occupant or the owner of the residence, it was like a 360 change, like literally a whole turnaround of like, yep, I understand what you're saying, I will move back. So we were able to get in there and arrest the individual. And I had my partner with me, but it helps because there was family members in the residence who didn't agree with the arrest. But as you put the body camera side by side, because they sync with each other, and if you were an outside person watching back, you can see what's happening behind me as I'm completing the arrest, and you can also see what I'm doing during the arrest. So it's almost like a fly on the wall view that you wouldn't have at any other time. But even just being able to safely enter the residence versus having a fight right from the start, that's a real life example of how just this little camera with a red light has now changed someone's mindset of, okay, you know, this is a different situation now. So it's been really effective for me. And there's been times in the community where, you know, a community member raises a concern and it's our word against theirs, and we try to explain the situation. It's a good relationship. But now having this, it's like, hey, if you want to see some extra video footage, we have this available for you. And I think once that situation arises, it's going to be so helpful for chief and council as well, because they have to deal with a whole community just like we do. So they have so much on their plate, and expediting the process of just being like, hey, this isolated incident, I have a snippet of video for you as if you were there. Now changes versus let me tell you what happened from the start. Let me tell you the whole story, give you some details. The video just is like a movie. It just helps you have that quick understanding of what actually did occur.
You're somebody that had been in that community for a number of years, but have you seen it change with an officer that's maybe coming in new to the community? Is there an automatic trust that comes with it? Does it help build that relationship faster?
I do think it's still, you know, on each individual officer to build trust with the community, to form that rapport and professional relationship. However, I do think having the body camera gives the public a sense of peace of mind and you know, comfort in knowing that the officer is equally going to be accountable. Like, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but now we both have this, you know, this entity that's not one-sided that can keep us both accountable and keep us safe. And it has happened where we had a brand new member come to Shamattawa right from depot, no experience with reserves in Manitoba, and even he said, like, you know, this makes me feel safer. And I've had a couple of clients say to me, like, hey, I don't know you, but like, I like that you have that, right? And even just that comment, it's kind of like, wow, that's such a good thing to hear, because even though they may not trust you yet, because you're brand new to the community, they now have this little device saying, you know, like, this is actually pretty good for me and you. And they find that positivity.
I know you probably don't have the statistics on you or rightly available, but have you guys seen in that community, has it impacted crime levels?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the officers, ever since the change to a fly-in, we've seen a really good rapport with the community, where the officers are able to get a lot of rest and become fresh and go back to the community with a really refreshed positivity. And ever since the cameras came in, like, even some of our really difficult clients have become way more receptive to us. They've been a lot easier to deal with, and it makes our life, like I was saying earlier, like 15 to 30 minutes of de-escalation has now turned into like 5 minutes. And it really just helps us as we're going through the process of an investigation to be like, hey, we just want to get this done, please work with us. And you know what, like, some of our most difficult clients are just like, yeah, no problem, and they get it done.